Aloha, my name is Christina. Welcome to day 25 of my 31-day Pilates challenge. We're making our way through my 2022 March Matness videos where I'm breaking down the classical Pilates mat repertoire. Today will be the middle section, which is going to be more of the intermediate exercises. So come on down to your mat and we'll get started. We just finished off with our double leg kick. So you're laying on your tummy, you're kicking your heels towards your butt, and you're kind of like extending out through the whole spine. That was just a warm up to kind of get, the back side of the body going. Now we're going to be going on to neck pull. So a neck pull is kind of like a roll up, but you don't have any hands. So it's much, much harder. You're going to sit with your legs extended out in front of you. I like to flex the feet. And instead of our roll up, which our hands were kind of like forward and you rolled all the way down to the mat, arms reach over, and you roll yourself all the way up, which is hard enough as it is. Now we're gonna take out the arms. So hands are behind the head. I learned two different ways where you start with a flat back and then you sort of roll down. We're gonna be working more on just sort of that like scoop of the abs, that punch of the gut, like you got like really sucked into the middle of your tummy. And so your spine is pretty much round, like almost the whole time. Okay, you're going to start by sitting up super tall. Drop your shoulders down, pull the abs in. As you exhale, you're going to scoop the abs in around your spine. Try to fire your glutes, and you're going to roll all the way down to the mat. Ooh, my neck is tight. I like to open the elbows at the bottom. You're going to inhale, lift the head, exhale, scoop the abs in, roll all the way forward. If you can, you're going to drop your elbows all the way down to the mat and sit up super tall. See how warm your body is at this moment. Good. So from here, you're scooping the abs in, squeeze your legs, find your glutes, all the way down, and open the elbows. Inhale, lift the head and the hands. Exhale, pull the abs in, and around all the way forward. Sit up super tall. If this is too intense for you and you want to just reach the arms forward, or even go back to the hands tucking under the knees or under the thighs, go for it. We're going to try two more. You're going to scoop the abs in, round your spine, drop the chin to the chest. Oh, the last 2 inches are really tough. Inhale, lift the head and the hands. Exhale the rest of the way up, all the way down to the mat if you can. And last one. Scoop the abs in, closing through the ribs, around your spine. I'm going to try to keep my legs together. Inhale here. Exhale, scooping around. All the way forward. And then sit up super tall. Very nice. Okay, take a quick moment. So the next two things are, they're tough, but the position I feel like is the hardest. So let's practice the movement before we actually get into the next, into the position. It's called scissors and bicycle. So go ahead and just lay down on the mat. This is also like a nice option if the shoulder stand position is too intense. So you're thinking of reaching the legs straight up to the ceiling. I like to do a little more like parallel. And maybe for now, just press the arms into the mat. So instead of trying to bring the leg to you like you're trying to do a split, think about just dropping one leg down. Use your abs to pull it up. Inhale, other leg down. Exhale up. So this top leg is reaching straight up to the ceiling. And the leg that drops down reaches out like across the room. Maybe just like kind of one more ish on each side. So this is a really nice option if the positioning of our shoulder stand is too difficult for you. Okay, and then we do bicycle. So you're in a giant bicycle at the circus. You're swinging that leg down. You're going to bend the knee and then switch. Sometimes you just kind of go for it. Don't think too much about it. Just start to bicycle around. Again, this top leg reaches up to the ceiling. It'll make more sense in a second, versus like towards my face. Good. And then without thinking too much about it, you're going to backwards pedal. Most people end up doing like a little bicycle, like a tiny bicycle. Think a really big bicycle. I also think that there's a moment where you're split and bend. Split. So it's almost like very Can Moulin Rouge-ish. Good. One more each side. Out. And out. Good. Hug the knees in. Take a little second. Okay. The positioning is you're lifting your hips over your head and you're basically using your abs and also your hands to keep your hips lifted. Push on my little AirPods. Okay. I'm going to pull the pants up. So let me just show you the position first. So as you exhale, you're going to do another rollover. Hands are going to walk up to like the small of your back. Like have like a little skin showing. So I can really anchor my hands to my hips.
and I'm reaching the hips up to the ceiling. So I'm not dumping my butt down because this is not where we want. And also it's a lot on my wrists. I think about pulling the abs in and trying to get the hips up. So my toes are pointing up to the ceiling and I go into my scissors and bicycle. Good. Take a really quick moment there. Hug the knees in. So try that position. If you can hold it, keep it. If that feels terrible for your body today, maybe just keep your butt down and work on the positioning. And then maybe as you get more advanced or progress further into it, maybe you just start really, really small. Holding the position, I think, is like half of the battle right there. Okay, let's give it a go. As you exhale, legs are going to reach overhead. Walk your fingertips up. So my fingertips are pointing up to the ceiling, and I'm going to lift the feet up to the ceiling. So try not to sink into the shoulders. You're lengthening out through the neck. This is always so hard. Okay, without dropping my foot to my face, because that's like, quote unquote easy, you're going to drop the leg away from you and back up and lower. Because this looks really nice, but this is harder because I'm using my glute to swing the leg down and I'm using my abs to keep the other leg reaching up to the ceiling. And reach and switch. Good. On the next one, swing that left leg down. You're going to start to bicycle without thinking too much about it. Again, I'm attempting to reach the toes to the ceiling versus behind me to the plant behind me. So it's a little harder than you think it's going to be. Okay, you're going to reverse pedal. Out and out and out and out. I really want to make it big. I have to make it small. Good. Two more. Two. One more. One and one. Just hug the knees into your chest. Drop the hips down. Take a little second. Okay. So we're going to talk about the next exercise first, and then we're going to talk about the transition. So the next exercise is shoulder bridge. The beginner version or the nice version is your feet are pressing into the floor and your hips are up to the ceiling. So I'm in my sort of long plank. Shoulders, ribs, hips, and knees are on the same part. I'm pulling the abs in and the leg goes up. So there's a little foot choreography as the leg swings down and up. Let's do just 3 more here. 3, 4, 5. Good. I'm going to bring my right foot down. My left leg is going to reach up and I'm going to swing that left leg down and up. Flex lower, point to lift. Flex lower, point to lift. Let's do 2 more. Flex lower, point and lift. 1 more. Good, and then the foot comes back down. Okay, so that's kind of option 1. My back is a little wonky today, so I'll try to do the advanced version, but if your back feels sore, don't push it. It's not worth it. Promise me. I promise you. Okay, so the transition. So we just went from here, right? We did our little bicycles. We did our little backwards pedal. So the transition is I'm going to drop my feet back. I'm going to switch. So my thumbs are kind of on my low back and they're pointing towards each other. You're supposed to bring both feet down at a time, but we'll just work on 1 foot at a time. So I finished my last sort of bicycle. I'm going to bring the toes down to the floor. My hands are here. I'm trying to close my ribs and I'm going to do my leg. Let's try 5. Lower, lift, 4, lift, 3, and 2. So I'm really firing my glutes, so I'm not using my back. Switch legs. Right leg up, flex lower, point lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. And you bring the leg down. I like to plant the hands down and gently roll down through your spine. Hug your knees in, take a quick second there. So you always have options. So the nice transition is to just come down to your hips, come down to your back, place your feet down and roll the hips up. The much harder version is that kind of windmill leg. I'm going to try it 1 more time. I'm going to attempt to, and try to do, I can think of a dolphin. I'm going to try to bring both feet down at once. Good luck. Okay, legs reach back, arms reach up. Oh, I'm sorry. Thumbs are in. So this is my transition from scissors and bicycle into my shoulder bridge. I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to use my abs, find my glutes. I'm going to attempt to come down slow. Slow-ish. And from here I go into the 5. Let's do 5 here. 5, 4, 3, lengthening through the neck. 1. My foot comes down. The left leg goes up, and we do 5 here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Foot comes down, and I just gently roll on back down. Okay, let's try to do a roll up to come up, legs down, arm back. Inhale, lift the head and hands. Exhale, roll all the way up. Very nice. Okay, so the next exercise, see how I meant like do the warm up? Before I started filming this video, I actually did the first part to warm my body up. This gets really crazy. I'm losing my hair. Okay, spine twist. I'm actually gonna face forward. To me, this is like a seemingly really easy exercise. And I'm like, why does it happen here in the middle of the series? It's more to anchor your pelvis. Are you using your obliques? Can you move your spine? Seemingly simple, but without overcompensating. So arms are going to reach out to the side. That's a lie. We're going to bring your hands on your hips. So sometimes with the arms out, you end up over rotating, and plus I'm going to hit my wall. So you want to think, sit up super tall, keep your feet together, and I'm going to twist to the right. So if I'm shifting my pelvis, my legs will shift. So I think belly button and up, twist, and then center. The breath is inhale to the left, exhale center, inhale right, exhale center, inhale left. So if I reach the arms up to the side, I make sure that I'm not moving my arms, I'm moving my spine, or my ribs, sorry. Inhale left, exhale center, one more each side. Last one. And then relax. Okay, jackknife, one of the harder ones. So we think about reaching the toes up to the ceiling again. It's the same position as our shoulders, our shoulder bridge for our scissors and bicycle, but you have no hands, so you have no help. So if jackknife is way too hard for you, this is going to be your option. Legs can reach up to the ceiling. You're going to lower the legs down, lift the legs up, and then do a hip lift. Lower. So this is our option for our rollover. If you can't quite do a rollover, or if you're a little just nervous to do it, that's totally fine. This is your option. Okay, jackknife. I'm going to scoot down a little bit. So jackknife it gets a term from swimming. So we're reaching the legs overhead. We're going to shoot the legs up to the ceiling, and you're going to use your abs to control down really slow. Good. Let's try 4. So option 1 is you do lower, lift, use your abs, use your arms to do a hip lift. Try to keep the legs vertical. Option 2 is our actual jackknife. Okay, here we go. So as you exhale, you're going to reach the legs overhead, toes to the mat if you can. You're going to inhale the legs straightish up to the ceiling, and you're going to use your abs to roll down slow. Lower the legs halfway down. 3 more, so nice and quick. So the breath is exhale over, inhale, lift, exhale, roll down. This is like I hate this exercise because it's so hard, but it's such a good one. Here we go. Exhale. I think about reaching forward with the fingers. Try not to use your neck or your shoulders. Really find your back muscles. Let's try one more. Exhale back. And roll it down. And hug the knees in. Good. Jackknife is a very tough exercise. It's a really, really good one, and it's very satisfying when you do get it, but keep working on it. It's a tough one to get. Okay, so I'm going to roll straight over to my right side. I'm going to do our Sidekick series. If you've done a lot of my videos, I do a lot of different versions for the Sidekick series. Classically, I don't have a mat because it moves on my carpet. Classically, you line your back, my hips, my ribs, my arm, my head, in line with the back edge of the mat, and you line your feet up with the front edge of the mat. Different options. You can lay all the way down, pressing your hand here. You can prop just your head up with your bottom hand, or you can bring both hands behind it. This is going to be the hardest. With your legs, if you're a beginner and you want to bend the bottom knee in, I'm not going to hit anything. It's a little nicer to help you balance. So this is your beginner position. If you can, you're going to reach the legs out. I've learned maybe a little kickstand with the bottom foot, or maybe the foot is lower. The goal is to really find your abs, keep everything still, and use more of your glute. So I'll do a couple different versions. I'll do maybe the nice version. I'll do both like that to start. Okay, so we're going to do just sets of 5. Are pulling the abs in. You're squeezing the backs of the legs. I'm going to inhale, lift the leg up to the ceiling. I'm going to flex the foot, find your inner thighs, find your glute to lower. 5. Inhale, lift 2. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift 3. Exhale to lower. And 4. Exhale to lower. One more. 5. And lower. Good. From here, I'll maybe do one more version up. So I'm going to prop myself up with my bottom hand. I'm going to do a double kick forward. Kick, kick, and a kick back. So double kick 2, 2, and back, back. Using your abs. 3, 3, back, back. My AirPods keep falling out. Good. 4, 4, back, back. Just one more. 5, 5, back, back. Good. From here, I'm going to do the harder version with the upper body. I'm lengthening it through the spine, pulling the abs in. Tiny circles for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then other direction. I'm thinking more back of the leg. 3, 2, 1, and then relax. Personally, I overuse my hip flexor, years of dancing, so I like to do big circles with the leg parallel. So I'm going to keep my chest open. Your goal is to keep your upper body really still. The leg's going to go forward, and it circles back. Forward, 4, and back. 3 more. 3. So I'm using my abs more than I think. 2, to help keep everything really still. 1, good. I circle forward to finish, and back. I'm going to lose my AirPod again. 4, no, 3, 2, 1 more. 1, and then I relax. Good. So then we go straight to the other side. I'm realizing I did it the wrong order. Oops. It happens. Okay, hold. Make a complaint to Apple that these don't fit my ear. Okay. Setting up for the other side. So your back is lined up with the back edge of the mat. Your feet are slightly forward. I'll do the harder version on this side. So I'm pulling the abs in. Everything's propped up. We start with the front back. Sorry. Kick, kick forward. Kick, kick back. Good. 4, 4. Back, back. I think abs, abs. Glutes, glutes. 2, 2. Keep your chest open. 1, 1. Back, back. Now we do the up and down. Point the foot, lift, flex to lower. Point, lift 2. Think inner thigh and go glute. 3. Don't move anything else. 4. 5. Good. I like to flex the feet. Tiny circles. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then other direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we do our big circles. I like to do parallel. Legs going to go forward, up and around. 5, 4. Keep everything else really still. 3, 2. Use your abs more than you think. 1. All the way forward to finish. Sometimes I forget that. Swoop it back, up and around. 4. You got it. 3, 2 more. 2, 1 more. 1. And then relax. Good. Go ahead and just gently roll over to your back. Do a quick figure 4 stretch. So when we get to our classical exercises, we don't always do sets of like 10 or maybe even sets of 8. Sometimes it's as little as sets of 5. Because especially when you get onto the reform or onto the Cadillac or even onto the chair, you end up doing a ton of exercises. So 5 is really all you need. Okay, I'm going to do a roll up to come up, legs down, arms reach back, inhale, lift, exhale, roll. Okay, we're going to talk about teaser. There is teaser 1, 2, and 3 in the classical Pilates repertoire, but teasers are very hard exercise. So I like giving a lot of options to really empower you to learn the fundamentals of the exercise versus just like struggling your way through it, because that just feels terrible sometimes. Okay, so little teaser prep. Mixing my AirPods. I'm going to reach the arms forward. I'm going to rock back. So I'm kind of balancing on my tailbone. My pelvis is tucked under, but maybe my chest is slightly lifted. Really simple. We're going to do a little marching. Up and down. So my torso doesn't move, and I'm using my abs to move the legs. So this is a really nice place to start. And then maybe I'm going to bring one leg up, take a moment, find my balance. I'm going to bring the other leg up to meet it. So this is a really good option for your teaser as you start to work into it. My arms are parallel-ish to the floor. My legs are in tabletop. You want to make sure that you can hold this position first before you go into the full teaser movement. Because if you can't, it's really hard to find your abs with having your legs really straight. Okay, so let's reach the arms forward, tuck it under, bring both legs into tabletop, find your balance. Okay, let's do a little nice prep here. So I'm gonna keep my legs together. I'm gonna reach the arms forward. As I exhale, I'm gonna roll down, maybe just an inch or two, and I'm gonna roll back up. Let's do 4. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, lift. Good, 3 more. Dropping the shoulders down. Ooh, I'm trying to keep my legs still. 1 more. And I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna drop my legs down and back up. So I'm more swinging my thighs down and lift. 2 more. 2 and 1 more. 1 and up, and then I relax down. Okay, take a little moment. Teaser 3 is we move everything together. So again, this is our kind of like beginner option. I'm gonna roll my back down, drop my legs like a couple of inches, and roll everything up. Roll everything down. 3, and roll it up. 2 more, and 2. Roll it up. 1 more, and up, and relax. Okay, so that is the option 1 beginner version. Option 2 is your legs are fully straight and the movement is much bigger. So this is where we want to work up to. I'm going to reach the arms forward. I'm going to rock back and bring my legs up. So from here with my legs straight, I'm actually reaching the arms higher so my arms and legs are parallel-ish to one another. I keep the legs there. I roll my back all the way down to the mat. I like to do head down and arms up. And as I exhale, I'm going to roll up to the legs. I'm attempting to keep the legs still. 3 more. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, roll it up. 2 more. Exhale, roll it down. Ooh, I'm shaking. Inhale. Exhale, roll it up. Last one. Roll it down. Inhale, exhale, roll it up. I hold the top without moving my chest. I lower the legs and I lift them up. Lower 3 and lift. Lower 2 and lift. Lower 1 and lift. And then we'll relax. So that's teaser 1, upper body. Teaser 2, lower body. I need to get my abs a break. Teaser 3 is everything all together. So we'll do a couple of different versions. The very beginning, if you listened to or watched part 1, we did double leg stretch. Remember this guy? Out and in, out and in. So there's a moment at the very bottom of your teaser where this position happens, where my legs are up, my head is up, my arms are up. I think in gymnastics it's called like a boat pose. So we're gonna work on that. It's much, much harder to find. Some people like to fully relax down at the bottom, which is an option, but we're gonna try to really challenge you today. Okay, so we just finished teaser 2, which is we lowered the legs down and we lifted them up. If you can, you're gonna reach the arms up. Your biceps are next to the ears. You exhale, roll everything down. Find your boat pose. Inhale there. You can reach the arms forward if you need, and then roll on up. Find the arms up. Good. Exhale, roll everything down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, round forward. I gotta reach my arms forward. Back up. I'm attempting to keep the biceps next to the ears, which is really hard. 1 more. Roll it down. Inhale there. Exhale, roll it up. And then we relax. Very nice. Okay. Take a little breather. So, teaser 1, 2, 3. There's a few different options for you to use. The next thing that comes into play is hip circles or hip twists. There is a transition from teaser into hip circles / hip twist. I've also heard it being called like teaser number 4. So I want to talk about the exercise first, and then we'll talk about the transition. So remember at the very beginning, not the very beginning, maybe like on the first video, we did corkscrew. So corkscrew was that rolled over with a leg circle. So we went legs overhead. You circled both legs down to the right, down to the floor, up to the left, and overhead. Bra line to the left, up to the right, and overhead. Okay, so to me, hip circle or hip twist is kind of like a version of that, except we don't do anything overhead. So options is you can come down to your forearms. If you have tight hip flexors, try to stretch them up before you do this exercise. Or if they really start to kick in, try to squeeze something between your knees, maybe like a small ball. Okay, so option 1 is you're on your forearms and your legs are up and they're bent. The knees are going to swivel down and then they're going to come up. I'm trying not to sit into my shoulders. I'm trying to lift up out of the chest, and I swivel the legs down and up. So I'm thinking about more my thighs moving. So if I do straight legs, maybe legs are turned out, legs to the right, down to the floor, and up. Maybe it's just really small. And you want to find your abs working. If not, you end up sort of arching and kind of dumping into the back. So keep it small until you can find that control. Okay. So the actual position, I have a tendency to hyperextend my elbows. So I'm going to attempt to bend them slightly. The actual position is hands back. Elbows are slightly bent. Don't lock your elbows. And again, legs are up. So we circle, and we lift. And we circle, and I'm thinking chest up. I'm not dropping into the shoulders, keeping my elbows soft. One more. And then relax. So those are your two options for your hip circle or hip twist. Okay, so for making the transition from our teaser. So we just finished our teaser 3, which is we're here. I like to reach the arms forward. You're gonna maybe bend the elbow, send the arms back, ta-da, and in your hip circle. Let's do 4. To the right, up to the left, lower left, up to the right. 2 more. 2, keep lifting out of the chest. I'm trying to keep my elbows bent. 4, good, and then relax. Okay, take a little breather. So sometimes, all the time, I use my hip flexors. So the way that I help remember what comes next is we just did 2 low ab, possibly hip flexor things. So we want to stretch them and then fire the backs of the body. So what comes next is swimming. Laying on your tummy. All right, so a lot of times people just lift their heads for swimming, which if you look at my neck, it just feels terrible. So you want to think about lifting your chest, your arms, and your legs. It's like a Superman, Superwoman pose. So I'm pulling the abs in, dropping shoulders down. I like to do hands wider than the mat or wider than the shoulders, and I'm going to lift everything up. Good, so looking down at the floor, the back of the neck is long. I'm going to suck my belly button up to the ceiling, and without thinking too much about it, I'm going to start to swim my arms and legs. So if this doesn't make any sense for you, let's try to break it down. So we think about lifting right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg, and switch. So you're lifting the opposite arm and leg. Most people start to do it, and they'll naturally start to swim. Not like swim in the ocean swim, but like Pilates swim. They'll naturally start to do it without thinking too much about it. So if you tend to be an overthinker, just start moving and see what happens. Okay, let's give it a go for 10 counts. Reach your fingertips forward, scoop the abs in, lengthen through the arms, and start to swim for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, legs and arms are straight. 4, I'm using my back to swim the arms. And 1, and then lower back down. Press back into a really quick child's pose. Take a moment, stretch your back. Awesome, you made it. Thank you for joining me for my part 2 of the March Madness series. Stay tuned for part 3, which I'll be breaking down the last and final third of the classical Pilates mat repertoire. Once again, my name is Christina. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Aloha.